All right. Roll call, school board members, everybody is present. So 4.0 is to approve the agenda and I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion on the agenda? All those in favor of approving the agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 5.0 communication reports.
Okay, a couple things. I sent a list. I think there were 7 policies. I could be wrong to the group. We didn't get them on this meeting. It's a first reading for the most part. Majority of them are just, I'm gonna say technical, but look at them. If the committee has any suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll put them on for a first read. On next one, we'll send another group that there are a couple that are gonna get more in depth. One being an AI policy that we're probably at some point, I'll get it out to you, but there's a bunch of stuff that needs to be kind of determined and talked about. So that one I'm probably gonna leave towards maybe the end when we, but we'll get, there's another group that has a lot of just technical stuff. So anyway, that's coming. The review and comment on for the bond stuff got in. The next step is we do have to have they have a bond council that does the exact formal language, and that needs to be approved around the next meeting we would have. So whether we have the second meeting or we pick another date, we should talk about tonight and figure it out, because right now they're planning to have the language to us for approval, and then it ends up going to the paper and other things, you know. So if we're not gonna meet on that, the fourth Monday, you know, if we're gonna go a day later or a day earlier or whatever it may be, we should figure that out. The other thing that we're working on, or Nexus along with us, I've reached out to the chamber, but they want to get the task force back together, the farmer group, do an offer to the chamber businesses on this side, is to have some meetings and start educating. And the board should probably have some people, you know, as part of those discussions now going forth. Obviously, we can't have a quorum. So again, whether, I'm just throwing it out, if there's people that are, yeah, I'd like to, you know, participate in that, be part of, you know, the conversation. And again, I just throw it out there. We can be informational when we're as like superintendent and as a board. We can't, hey, you should vote for this. You know, we have to stay neutral. Now, when you're out on your own and people are talking to you, you can say whatever you want. Personally, for the most part, I can't say much unless it was my best friend or something like that, a private conversation, because people look at me as a superintendent. You're as a board, as a unit, but when, or even as a committee, you're part of the board. When you're on your own, you can do what you want. So anyway, I don't have dates for any of those, you know, come back, but if there's anyone that's, yeah, I'd like to be part of it, I would, you know, whether it's the same group, whether it's different, you know, I guess, I throw that out there, you know, that we're gonna have the meetings and
I think, yeah, I think some of us would probably want to maybe do that.
we
but-
should be.
Yeah, but I mean, dates would be helpful.
Well, yeah, no, and whenever we get something, I will shoot it out.
Yeah.
I just, you know, like I say, if I send it to the whole group and the first 3 that respond or,
Yeah.
you know, whatever. So keep that in the back of your mind. I talked to Lynn a little bit ago, should do an evaluation on myself on an annual basis. And so my plan is, if you recall, we had a goal sheet. I will, in fact, I got about 2/3 of it done, putting kind of responses to each, what we've done and what we haven't gotten done. I will get that out to you probably either tomorrow or Wednesday. And then we'll pick a date to have you submit them to Nancy again. And then we'll, on the first meeting of August. So it's, again, we won't do that for the July. We'll keep that meeting as short as we can. We'll then do a closed session, you know, go through it again. You okay with that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Say I'll share it in Google. If you want printed copies or however you want to do it, you need to get it to Nancy. Because if we share it, if you start doing it in there, everyone, you know, you're gonna either have to print it out or save it and print it, or if you want us to print you a copy, let us know and we'll get it to you.
so August 10th is the first meeting in August.
So we want to do it that day.
So we'll do it that day.
Okay.
But we'll put something like in August, I'm just getting, you know, 5th date or something, so Nancy has a
Sure.
few days to
Yeah.
compile and put it
I mean,
together.
if you get those things out to us, I mean, we can have it to you, you know, by the 3rd, so that you have a week to
Whatever.
put everything
any-
together. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Does anyone want a printed version? Okay, I can get you.
Take a printed version.
Okay,
Actually.
we'll get it, because like I say, I'll be done today or or
Okay.
tomorrow or the next day, we'll send it in the mail to you and you'll have it.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Let me just make a note. The LTFM plan that you see in there, and I mentioned, or just was talking a little bit here before the meeting, is we've been kind of waiting to see where we went with bond and referendum, because obviously there's some needs, you know, that are coming quicker than others. Assuming we're planning for passage of the referendum, we didn't want to put those items on our LTFM plan because that's a different revenue source. So we picked two things that are not on there that, but yet the track being one that if we don't attend to in the near future, it's going to need a complete regrind and redo. It's still it was looked at again this spring. It's still okay, you know, but you need to do it in the next year, 2 years. So we put that, and the same with the tennis court out here. The tennis court at the middle school was much more expensive. They looked at both of them. It's more of just a cement. It's not actual clay or whatever the surface is on here, or harder cement or smooth. It was just a lot. So we put this, redoing this one, and it's new plate, whatever you call it, resurfacing. There's some pooling areas, or not pooling, but like puddling or some bird bath issues or something they call it, which are low spots. They'll do as much as they can with that and resurface it. And then there's also new standards, if that's what you call them, I forget, you know, and that's would be, you know, other than redoing, you know, the fencing isn't redone or anything like that. So those are the two major things on the LTFM plan. If the referendum wouldn't pass, the board then can go back, you can change your LTFM plan. But if, assuming it passes or when it passes, these are
It
two
has to
things.
be on there.
Well, these are two things that should be done in the
go.
near future before, you know, even they talk about the tennis courts. If it goes long enough, eventually it starts freezing in some of the cracks and it'll become a bigger issue, you know, so, that's why I guess we chose and didn't have, you know, like the facility committee come together. If, well, the bond's gonna pass. So if it doesn't and you want to come back and we look at some other things, we can do that at that time. So that makes sense. July 14th through 28th, we talked about this next, last board meeting is the filing for school board. We have, Nancy has a post that will go out tomorrow. Tomorrow is the opening day. So again, just throwing it out there if people are interested. Also, I pulled a clip, just so the board's aware, from the MSBA, a link that if people are interested in what it kind of entails being a school board member, MSBA has some information. So that is a link on there. You'll notice in your, agenda, there's a contract to rehire Soraya. For those of you that don't know, we have two grants, that again, she wrote back, I'm guessing in April maybe, prior to anything coming out. One was for state MTSS grant. It's a 2-year grant at 250,000. It's not all for coordinator. A good chunk of it is to help implement your process. There's a script and a plan of training that we have to do as a group, district leadership team, building leadership team. I was in one meeting with have a, what do you want to call it? An oversight person from the Northwest Service Co-op that makes sure everything we have in our grant aligns. It's been approved. So you'll notice it's a 0.84 position. It's an at-will position. 2-year deal. The first year is 0.84. The second year goes down to, I think it's 0.64 or 0.67 because there's less money between that. There's also part of an MA, 25,000 from an MA grant we got. The third grant that's out there that again, we haven't heard anything, which would not be this person, but there's we applied for full service community school grant. There's, I think, 5 of them in the state. No, 5 million in the state. They're 500,000 a piece. So there's 10 grants. The chance of us getting in there per school, we applied for all 4 schools. One is to bring all services in from mental health, dentistry, all kinds of different things in-house. And they pay a person to coordinate that and facilitate it. Well, we haven't heard. It was originally June date. Now they pushed it back to September. We'll see when it comes out, but just so the board. So anyway, for that position, there is 0 district money in it. Okay, it's grant funded. So I mean, it should be a question people ask of going, I thought didn't have a, well,
Right.
didn't have
Yeah.
a position. Again, the admin team did have some conversation, who's, cause, again, who's best qualified and so.
So that community school grant, that wouldn't implement this year then, it would be.
It was supposed to be
Yeah.
but again, it's gonna depend on when, and again, it's not necessarily have to start at the start of a school. It's not
Okay.
like, I mean, it's.
Seems smoother if it would, but.
Well, it would be, correct, but, and we'll see, depends on how, but yeah, it's significant, but I mean, it'd be great if we got one,
Yeah,
but if we got all four, it'd be unbelievable, but if you get one going, it makes it easier to implement into next school and next school, type deal as well. The last thing I have on here, just to make everyone aware, we have a dire need for custodial help. We have actually, I'm gonna say we're down 4.5 people. We had one person, move to Canada. We have a retirement coming up. A part-time person that quit attending, we've heard zero from. They quit showing up as a half-time position. That's one of the ones you've seen in here that we're terminating. We had one full-time person that left and not been in contact, was out at CMS that we don't have a reason for. We don't know, haven't been able to have an exit interview. And then one earlier was moved to maintenance. And so theoretically, when it all plays out, we're down. We do have one on the docket that should be hired soon. Background checks came back, but I'm just throwing it out. We're needing help. So if anyone has, and I'm partially saying it, so it's out there publicly. We do have a Grand Forks, they have a hiring deal coming up. It's once a month on Wednesdays or something. We're gonna go attend that. Specifically post custodial,
is it for the school year or immediate?
we would take people, I mean, they're full-time positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if someone, like I said, right now, we're open to pretty much kind of anything,
Mhm,
if someone could start a month from now, we'd probably hire them,
mhm.
and so, but I throw it out there that, we have postings out, we have things listed, but, not coming in hand over fist or whatever. So that is what I have at this point.
Any questions? All right, and no committee report.
Oh, the only thing I was gonna say is the, admin assistants had set to meet prior to me going on vacation before the 4th, and then it didn't work out for them, so they said they'd get back to me this week. They just have a few questions or have some questions, so that's where we're at there.
Okay. 6.0 is a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented. I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions, discussions, or things pulled from the consent agenda?
The only other thing, the handbooks are in there. We won't approve them till the August, got them just so you have plenty of time if people want to look through. Most of them had highlighted. I haven't even been through all of them completely, but they tried to highlight the changes, so,
And the consent says review.
yep. But I'm just saying they won't be on
Right.
our next meet, they'll be in the first meeting in August, so the principals are here if you have any questions.
Sure. Okay. Any questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 7.0, nobody's here to speak, I don't think. 8.0 is district business. 8.1 is a motion to approve the fiscal year 28 long-term facilities maintenance plan as presented and attached in board book.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
Any questions or discussion? No, Superintendent Grover. Yeah, Superintendent
Thank you.
Grover did go over a few things, so. Okay, all those in favor of approving the plan, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 9.0 is payment of claims and accounts.
I make the motion to approve the payment of K-12 bills 131965 through 132064 and the electronic fund transfers in the amount of $2,581,199.02.
I'll second.
Any questions or discussion on the bills? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. 10.0, we're already at board member comments.
I don't have any. Enjoy your summer.
Stay
Stay out of the
cool,
heat.
like-
Yeah.
Josh,
I know our boosters have a tournament. The golf tournament is on Thursday.
is it this week?
Yep, it's Thursday, so there's gonna be a lot of people out there, supporting our sports and our activities that we have in our school, so if you can get out to help, or if you're playing in it, good luck and be a part of it.
It's supposed to be as hot.
I have no comments tonight.
Amanda?
I have nothing.
Holly? I don't either, but agree, get out and support the boosters. They support us quite a bit, so.
Drink water.
And drink water, please drink water. 11.0, the next Board of Education is scheduled for July 27, 2026. So we're gonna make that a special meeting. We're only going to do the ballot language that needs to be approved. So there'll be a short and sweet topic. Do we want to do it at 5:30 on the 27th, or do we want to just do it like a noon meeting sometime? There only needs to be 4 of us, but if we all want to be there, that's cool too.
It's up to you guys.
I can do what,
Depends on the day for me as far as a lunch meeting. Like I could do a,
I mean, or if someone's taking a long, I mean, we could do Tuesday. I mean, I don't know what's going on if, you know.
Tuesday's good on my side, Monday's good too,
I have nothing either.
cause we're looking the 27th-ish.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
Oh, you are?
Oh,
I can't, I couldn't do noon.
okay. Should we just keep it at 5:30 on the 27th?
Works for me.
Okay.
It'll be very quick.
Yep,
Okay,
that's fine.
30, July 27th, special meeting to approve ballot language. And then, of course, we'll get the evaluation done on the first meeting of August, the 10th. So 12.0 is a motion to adjourn the meeting, and I'll move.
A second.
Any questions or discussion on adjourning? All those in favor of adjourning